All right, we're pleased to have Coach Johnathan Torres of North Georgia United FC here on ASMG TV, and we're going to be previewing the upcoming match against Atlanta City. How you doing today, Coach?
I'm doing great. How about yourself, Andre?
Doing fantastic, man. Looking forward to this weekend of action coming up. And just to jump right into it, Coach, I know that the past 3 weeks has been kind of tough, right? So no points yet, but you've had some spirited, performances so far. And the first two games are very, very close. Last one, not so much. It got out of hand late. But what have you found has been the biggest challenge in getting this season going for you?
Right. No, I mean that's a great question. And it's like you said, in our first game, everything was looking very promising. And then, it's one of those little hurdles we have is, being able to stay in the game, the full 90 minutes whenever you're in that big transition when you score a goal and all the hype's up, all the energy's up, is I think that's something that a lot of teams try to really work on, is make sure you have that same energy throughout the whole 90 minutes. Is because and
Yeah.
you can see it. I believe in that game we lost against a Georgia Athletic, and it was like a last minute goal right in stoppage time. And it just goes to show that if you're not on top of it, and you're not playing at your full potential the whole 90 minutes, anything can happen. And this is football, man. This is how it goes. This is just how it goes. Anything can change at the last minute when you're not, you could have been playing fantastic the whole game, but in that 3 minutes of stoppage time, if you just put your foot off the gas, anything can happen, and then you're down, right? So that's just been something that was a little bit of a hurdle for us, man. Was really these last three games. It's a spot that we didn't anticipate. Let's put it like that, right?
Yeah.
But no, I mean the guys are they have their heads up. It's a good thing here is that we have our heads up, right? We're not
Right,
we're
right.
not having our heads down. Obviously, SSL wasn't the result we wanted as well, especially with how things went with that. But we try to learn. We try to take everything as a lesson, especially if things didn't go the way we wanted to, and we want to bounce back, right? We want to come back stronger, and that's what we're happy to see in the guys, is that they want to come back stronger, and we want to
Yeah.
get we have hunger, and the thing here is what we want to do is carry on that hunger throughout the rest of the season, right? What we tell the guys, my coaches, and as well as I, is that we have 9 games left. 27 points on the board that are available. And that's the way we should see it. You have to win. It shouldn't be a draw. It shouldn't be losses. You need to look at it as a full 27 points, right? If you want a strong chance of getting to playoffs. And that's what
Right.
we want to do. We want to get to playoffs. To get to the championship, to get the division championship, that's a bit of a long shot now, especially with the position we're in. But playoffs, it's anybody's game, right?
Well, and that's the whole key there, Coach. I know that there's several different competitions that take place during the season. One, of course, is the division title. That's the one where if you end up in first place, you're the division title. But there are 7 spots for the playoffs, and arguably, it's more valuable to make sure that you're in the playoffs because if you win those playoffs, you go on to the national championship. And
Mhm.
the round of 32 against teams like LAFC and you know uh was it Kirako who won the whole thing last season, and so the upside of that is that you're still well within that picture. And
Mhm.
so to follow up what you were saying, it's never fun to lose, right? So these things happen to every you can't win every game. I mean, it's very tough to do that. Do you think that your players have learned from these losses? I mean, do you think there's some good that can come from these types of challenges that they come up against?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think for me, I always try to see the reason in things, right? I think everything happens for a reason. And I think that maybe we do need that a bit of a reality check, to see that okay, we do have the talent. We do have what it takes to be a great team, but do we carry ourselves as a team? You know what I mean? Rather than just 11 individual players, playing on the field, right? And the thing here is, it's a good thing that the players are noticing. Hey, we messed up here, we messed up there. They're self acknowledging that okay, we can do better, right? And that's what you want to see is the players acknowledging that there needs to be change, that we need to work harder. That even though we have the talent, that doesn't mean we've won the game right off the bat. We need to always prove something. At least that's how I see it, right? We
Right.
always need to prove something every game. It's always those for me, that team that has something to prove. Maybe it's not this season or next season, but I feel like that team is gonna come out on top. Like for example, like with Legends, that game, that was the first time they beat us in throughout all the seasons we played in Premier, right? And I 100% respect to them. And that position, the guys were able to tell that, they wanted it. They wanted the game, right? And it's in that position that they had something to prove, was to get that win against us, and they did it. So hats off to them. It's always that team that has that hunger that okay, we have to win, right? So it's definitely it's getting there. It's a rocky start. Does anybody want to be in this position? No, but it's where you really see the true best out of people, because it's one of those questions you have to players. Yeah, it's a lot of pressure on us now, but what does pressure create? Diamonds, right?
Right.
Creates diamonds.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And in the pro world, everything's pressure, man. Nothing is just a little cakewalk. All right,
Yeah.
everything is without pressure, there would be no Messi, there would be no Ronaldo, there would be no Mbappe, right? So it's in these times where you're gonna see what type of team you have, and we 100% believe in our guys. We 100% know that they have the capability to do so, but they have to prove it to themselves and also to the opponent that they could they can compete.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. You said it all there because I think that there's two different things that can happen after you have a slow start or a setback. Is you can just fall apart and give up, throw your hands up, or you pull together. You support each other. You mentioned that hey, they recognize hey, we made this mistake here, we made this mistake here. Hey, we recognize that we won't make that same mistake the next time, and we'll come out with hunger and fight. And it's interesting you bring up Legends because in the Center Circle podcast last week we talked about them last season. They were down and out pretty much. They got beat by Atlanta United 11-0 towards the latter part of the season, and they were already in the relegation zone, but they survived. Because they could have given up, they could have thrown it up, and now look at them. Now they're back in the new season. You mentioned, how much more improved they were when they played you guys, and there's no reason why North Georgia can't rebound and find themselves back because it takes very little. One win and you pull yourself back up the table, depending on what
Right.
happens with other things. So it is one of those cliches, you take it one step at a time and try to build on your success, gradually as the season goes on. But you have this game coming up against Atlanta City on the weekend. These are the defending playoff division champions here. So how's the approach developing for this matchup against this fine team?
Yeah, no, I mean, we're definitely been, trying some things here and there, but so far, a lot of things that we're piecing together were stuff that, we've just seen that was a little bit of a trend across the 3 games that we've already played, right? So now it's just, making sure we execute some things better, making sure that we do less mistakes, right? And making sure that, again, it's the biggest thing. You could have the most prep team, the most the best coaches in the world. I mean, at a time, I like to think of this all the time, but I guess in that 1 year or 2 years, I think 2017, 2018, where Argentina was stacked with Messi, Di Maria, Dybala. They had Otamendi in the back. The goalkeepers were on fire, but they did not win anything. You know what I mean? The
Right.
thing here is if you guys do not play as a team and you don't have the mentality to go at it the full 90 minutes, doesn't matter who you have on there, who is coaching, you will not win. So that's just the stuff that we're just implementing, those smaller things that the mentality, working together as a team, communicating, all those things. I like to think about Leicester City, right?
Yes.
2017
Yep.
underdog team,
Yes.
man. had no superstars, right? Maybe Jamie Vardy a little bit, right?
Yeah, yeah,
But
but he wasn't known before then either.
yeah, exactly, exactly. But a team, and they won it all, right? So that's the stuff we're trying to build. That's the stuff that we're trying to, create with our culture in the club. Is that, as a team, as a player, you could win a couple battles, but as a team, you can win wars, man. So it's just, getting that team mindset in, and I feel like that's just something that was a little bit rocky in the beginning, but now through all those, repeated losses, the guys are gelling together. They're coming together more as a family because they know that together we're gonna get ourselves out of this, and that's the
Yep.
plan.
Well, I'll tell you that's what makes this matchup very compelling. I know that North Georgia is going to have a hunger about them. You're trying to pull yourself back up because you're better than this, but you're going up against Atlanta City, who also are trying to get to that next level. They're trying to improve upon last season. So, it's the immovable object against the irresistible force coming up, and it's going to make for a very entertaining game. And so I'm glad the ASMG TV is going to be there. We're going to show this for the fans out there, and we look forward to a really good match. So I know that you're busy right now, so I want to thank you for taking time out to kind of give us a heads up on how you're going to approach the game. But we look forward to seeing you on this Saturday.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much. We're looking forward to a great match, and glad to have you there with ASMG. And yeah, we're ready to give it our all.
All right, well, we'll see you out there.